Hello, hello. This is Pat with Petresca Papers. I'm out in the Bluebird Bungalow today. It has been an age since I've been out here because it has been so cold. And I can't say it's terribly warm right now, but I've had my little space heater on to warm it up somewhere from 32 or minus, or not minus, but less than 32. We're at 52 degrees right now. I've got my warmies on, but I needed to create and I needed to connect with you guys. So here we are. If this is your first time in finding my channel, welcome. If you're one of my subscribers and you've received notification that I'm out creating, I'm so glad to have you back. It has been a bit, and I am so sorry. I think the last thing, if I'm not mistaken, was this little book. And it's been sitting heavy-ish on my mind that I wanted to do something with it because all we did was put in papers. So I have gathered some bluish, greenish, nature-y kind of things, and I want to just play. I have a few ideas, but where it's going to go, I am not exactly sure. I don't have a ton of space. I have some, so we'll see. I want to do some things that don't take a lot of bulk, so I'm going to try to stay away from cardstock if I can. So anyway, here is the little book, and I will link the video and where you can get the freebie to make this little book. And all of the other things are miscellaneous, and I'm not even sure that a lot of them I'm going to be able to tell you where they came from. So let's get started. So I've got some snippets and things here, and I've got some fun little blue stickers, and I think these were from Amazon. They came in a bundle, so those we can decorate with. And I found these, really not sure where they came from, so those can be some inserts. Let's see, I've got some fun guest checks, and I used the, I don't know if you can see it, let's see what's on here. I used the small tags for my tags and pockets template overlay, and have cut a few of them out, so I'll glue those together. And this, I want to adhere to this music paper, that I think, since it's got some music on the front, and make an insert. Those are things I do know what I'm going to do. And then I've got some other miscellaneous papers. I thought that could make a cute pocket, and I just printed these out on copy weight paper, and these are papers from the Home Sweet Home's Little Lace Houses, and if you're interested in that, I'll link that below also. These papers are part of that. That's available on my Etsy shop, a digital kit. And this paper has been sitting around and not getting filed, and it just is such a pretty blue. Something we're going to try to do with that. I have a few stencils. I was thinking it would be fun to just do some stenciling on some of the pages. So we'll try that. So in fact, let's start with that. And I think that I'm going to use blue. So I've got my blue, it's denim blue, Distress Oxide, and I'm going to do some stenciling. I decided that I would speed the rest of this video up and cut down the length of the video and do a voiceover. So I'm going to do a little bit of stenciling on a couple of pages using this stencil. It's a stencil from Tim Holtz. And then one more. So I was doing this. The stencil is kind of thick. I had to really do some pressing to get that down. This is a little thinner. This is another Tim Holtz stencil. And I really like the way the stencil looks on the page, and it's a way to get some color without adding any thickness. That was me showing you the Tim Holtz package for that, and that's a Tim Holtz also. All right, and then now this pretty blue paper. I'm trying to decide. It's a little different than that navy blue on that very front. But I think what we'll do is, it's called I'm calling it a wraparound. And so I'm going to use my ruler to tear an edge, keeping that piece, and then tear another, and I'm going to fold it in half. I think I'm trying to figure out, yeah, it needs to have a little bit taken off of it to be the right size. I'm just going to use my scissors since it's such a small amount, and fold in half. And this is a great way to add a pocket on two sides with just one piece of paper. So it's a lengthwise pocket, and it just kind of slips or wraps around that page. I'm going to put a little bit of blue distress on those edges, and then I think I need to test out whether my glue is working, and it's doing great. So a little bit on both the top and the bottom, and then it can just slide right on there. Makes a great little double-sided pocket, as long as it's even. Okay, and this one is going to be a multi-layered pocket. So I'm going to make a couple of folds or tucks. So this will go on there, and then I'm going to just wrap that around. So it's a multi-tuck pocket wraparound. Say that 5 times fast. So there'll be 2 pockets on the front and then the one on the back. All right. I need to just even it up a little, blue up some of the edges, and then let's glue it on. As I'm gluing this, I glued that down, and I didn't glue the other side, and so now I'm going to figure out that I need to glue that down. Okay, and then on the other side, just down those 2 sides. It's a great quick way to add some pockets. And then you can always even it up. And now a couple of things to put into it. I've got this little admit one ticket, and got so much stuff on my desk. There's a little card with some birds on it. Oh, just tuck that on in. Oh, and I've got a little piece of French book page. Put that in. Oh, and then I've got those cute little stickers, and we're going to see if we can't take them off. It's hard to see an edge. There we go. And then they really are quite nice that they disappear. And I will also look and see if I can find a link for that, for these little stickers on Amazon, so you don't have to go hunting if you like it. And now for the rest of this page, or this piece of paper, I'm going to do a little long envelope. And I've folded over the two edges and then folded up and made the flap. And now I need to trim this so that it goes together. I'm going to cut off the flap, side edges, and then angle, and then this part that folds up, I'm going to cut that off. And then I need to glue. I almost started to glue on the long edge, and then I would have had glue showing, so then that just comes up. And then here's the flap down, and I'm going to put a little label on to kind of keep this closed, like that. I think it's a little stamp. I'll only glue on half of it, just like that. We'll find a home for that later. All right, now let's do a little pocket. Very simple, nothing exciting about that. And again, I'm not using cardstock. That's usually my preference, but it really is, paperweight is strong enough to slide things down in. But that looks good for the envelope. All right, and now I'm going to do a corner tuck. So I've just taken that leftover piece and folded it in half and distress the edges. Now, where should we put? Oh, look, let's do it on the back. Okay. That'll be a nice tuck spot for something larger. I've got these, it's a big pad of these Monet, no, they're not Monet, Van Gogh pictures, and they're on a vellum, and whenever I go to use them, I just kind of lose sight of what I could use them for. So now I'm looking at this, and I don't know, I want something more than just the label. So I'm going to use some of that offcut or off tear that we did earlier. And that little label. And that ephemera I tucked in there, again, I'm not sure where I got that. Yeah, so I'm going to take off one of those little flowers, if I can coax it to come off. There we go. Okay, and I want to do something with this little doily. So I'm going to separate it out, and you're going to see me trying to decide if I've gotten all the layers separated. It's hard to tell. Finally, I give up. It's like, whatever it is, it's staying. So, do I put glue all around the edges, halfway? So I decided that on all this solid white is where I'll put my glue down that middle. And then again, sandwich in that page. And then that's going to give me a nice little tuck right there. And I've got this little card with birds on it. I'm not sure they're really bluebirds, but they'll do. I'm trying to decide, do I want to put something on that little white part? Not that. I think I move on and come back and look at that. No, not that. Nope. Okay. And I've got that hydrangea blossom that I want to do something with. But this is going to become the little tuck in there, and it's just a little too wide, so we'll take a little more off. Even up my tear. There we go. All right, now what to do next? I want to do something with this guest check. And this is a nice way that if you've used a 2 pamphlet stitch, you can run an extra page between the stitches like this. I'm trying to find the perfect spot, and I think I eventually end up in the back. So you can put it underneath there. You have to find the coordinating page on the other side. I finally end up counting 1, 2, there. See, it just slides in, and we've got that new little page in there, and I'm going to take and make each of the sides, turn them into a little pocket. I like that ripped or torn edge. That looks good. And I'll glue down just those outside edges, leaving that torn edge open. And let's do another little flower on it. There we go. Cute. Cute, cute. And what to tuck in? Yeah. One of the little tags I made with the tag overlay. And trying to decide if I want a little pull on it, but we're just going to leave it as that little tag that tucks in. Now for this one, oh, I've got that piece of French book, but it's a very stark white, so I decide to Put some stenciling just to give it some color. And then I'm going to make a little pocket out of that French book page. Perfect. Trying to decide what else it needs. Okay, there I pulled that little number label. Okay, and yep, no, no. What do I come up with? We'll look for something after. Now, let's see, what are we going to do with this? That's a coin display. I'm not sure what they're called. I will look on Amazon and I'll link those below. And the edge is so stark white that I think I'll do a little stenciling, trying to stay away from the acetate so I don't have to clean that up. Put a little more on that end. And darken up those edges. And I'm going to put just a little glue and put that hydrangea blossom in there. And then this is, I end up making this a hinge, and I probably could have sandwiched my paper in there right now, but I didn't think about it. So now the flowers encapsulated, I'm going to just get some clips on it and let it dry and then come back to that. But I'll mention that when I get there again. Right. Got a little flower. I think it's a Tim Holtz fussy cut. And putting a little label on that pocket. Need something to tuck in there. I got this cute tag that I've got a bunch of those. I think I got them on Amazon, but I think it's too big, so this is one of the snippets. I did a fun little, I don't think I did it on camera, but I made some snippets with a bunch of different little pieces of lace and butterflies, and I sewed them. I'm still trying to use that little piece of art, Van Gogh artwork. Nope, that doesn't, it just doesn't, I don't know. I'm going to have to come up with something to use that. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, I'm going to turn this into a little insert, and I'm going to use glue stick. And I am taking it off the top, and I'll just even that out after I burnish the glue. I'm going to do just a little collage on there, just to add some interest. Put a a little stamp, and a flower, of course. I think when I bought the flower stickers, I thought they were pressed flowers, and I was a bit disappointed that they weren't, but they look like it. All right, I'm looking for that other half of that corner, and let's put that on the front. That'll be a good spot for this insert that I just did. Another one of the little snippets will get used. I'm wondering if I can tuck that hydrangea in, but it's just a little too, it's quite bulky. It's like 2 pieces of thicker cardboard. Now I'm just looking at pretty much everything I have left on the desk and how can I use it. So I've got this card that I'm not sure where that came from, but it's got some collage on it. And that's a little big, but let's just fold it in half and tuck it in. And now the hydrangea. What am I going to do? This is where I should have sandwiched in the paper, because I'm going to make it I'm going to have it flip or flap, whatever you want to say. So now I'm just looking around. What could I use? Oh, while I'm looking on the floor, I find a little flower, but I end up not using that, but it is found. No, not the right color. And I've got a piece of that music paper, just the edge. So I'm going to, see, it would have been good. I could have sandwiched it right in, but I'm going to glue it on right there. I am forgetting at this moment that this is that very, very brittle paper. Probably not my best choice. I'm trying to give it a rough edge, and as I do it, it gets rougher and rougher and more uneven. Now I have to make it more. Just have to keep working it. All right, and now I fold it, and now I'm remembering, oh, this is that very brittle paper. So I'm going to put it on there, just like that, and then it can flip up. So I'm putting some glue right in that fold. Hopefully that will strengthen that. And then a piece of that blue that we've got left. I'm just trying to use up everything. And then, yeah, that works, that little label. All right, what's next? I'm just looking and seeing what did not get. Something oh, look at that little envelope. Got that. Something, we need something on there. Yes. And as I'm looking at the stickers, there's some little words. Little saying. Little tiny words. That's cute. All right, and a flower on the back. If I can get it extricated from the backing. There we go. Cute. All right. Oh, need something in there. And we've got another one of those admit one tickets. All right. Well, it's quite full, but it's not gator mouth. That was really fun. I hope that you will go and get your freebie and make a little Bluebird book.